All right. So your asset browser should look something like this. And you could even add the background if you want so that you wouldn't have to recreate that in another file. So you could right click and mark that as an asset as well. You could take a picture if you want or screenshot it as you did the rest. Let me just Control Z to undo that. All right. But here's what we're going to do now so that we're able to use it in our next project. So make sure and save the file, Control S. This is the path to the file. So we make sure and actually take this file or copy this file and create a folder. So I've created a folder here. I've created a folder here and call it PPP, uh, Product Photography Props. And I've put it in my asset browser file. So I have a Blender folder and a subfolder called Asset Browser Files. And within that, you see some other assets that I have. But I created another one called PPP. And what I did, I simply copied this file, the blend file that I created the props, and put it inside here. That's all. All right. So do that. Create a folder. You could create your own Blender folder, create an asset browser files folder, and name it whatever you want, and copy that same file in it. Next, what you're going to do is go up to Edit, and then Preferences, and in File Path, we have to add this now. Press the plus sign, and we have to add it just where we save that file, that PPP, like here. If I press this up arrow, the file it's inside there. But once I click on the folder PPP, then I could add asset library. All right, and as long as I do that, and I press Control S to save, when I open up a new blend file, I should be able to find this PPP file. I could rename this, by the way, right? You could name it props or whatever. In fact, let's do that. Double tap PROPS. And in another file, let me press Control S to save. You should be able to open that and see in your asset browser this asset library called props. So let's test it out. Let me close off that. All right. All right. So I'm opening a fresh Blender file. And if I click here and drag this up and change this editor to asset browser, click on all libraries, and I should see props. See that? The props should be there. And then what you can do, you could delete this cube, and you could now drag and drop your props just as you want it to be. All right. Now, if it is that, let me give you a head start. For example, if you're creating that scene, which is your homework, let me show you what you could do. You could click here and you could drag out, you could switch this to an image editor. All right. You could press open. I think I will add this to the YouTube in the description, and you could open this image here. And with this now, you could be able to look at that and copy. And so you could build your scene looking at it. So I will take this, drop it here. So I'll start with that. And we know how to make sure we already have our origin to the bottom there. So if I just press Shift S and selection the cursor, drops right there to the middle. And I could move this about. I could even rotate it like how you learn to do, right? So I have that. And then next, I could drop in, where is it? This one here. I could drop that in here. All right. I'm just showing you how you could do it, but it's for your homework. But it's as easy as that, as long as you create your asset browser. All right.